So I did an analysis of our headcount increases. The graph that was provided to us went back to 2016, and there's some departments that have grown incredibly. And what I'm trying to understand is the relationship between the headcount increases and the capital projects. Mm-hmm. So, for example, in 2016, we had a total of 7,721 full-time employees. In 2020, we're projecting that up to 8,840 employees. That is, over that 5-year period, a 13% increase, 12.86%. But in the last year, just between 2019 and 2020, there's an addition of 340 headcount for a total of 30% headcount in a single year. This concerns me because the cost of living index is at 2.5% and the population increased by 1%. So it would help me to understand, for example, how the increases could occur at this level in the departments of engineering and public works. I'm surmising this has to do with the Granville Connector. The other areas of concern are planning, urban design, and sustainability, enormous increase. Development, buildings, and licensing, enormous increase. Arts, culture, and community service, very significant increases in double digits in each case. So can you, again, this is hard to separate, especially in certain areas of concern. I would point to the citywide plan when we were told by a former director of planning that when the city plan was undertaken in the 1990s that there was no additional headcount, no outside consultants hired, and it really involved just the reorganization and redirection of staff within the existing headcount. So very specifically, I would like to understand the relationship between the precipitous headcount increases in those departments and the capital projects that they are associated with.
So it's 2.5 minutes for that one.
What in the engineering, that's the largest increase, and that is primarily because of the capital plan. So the work we're doing on renewing sewer and water, and I think as was discussed, is those are areas that we staff and do our own construction, as well as we do some of the planning. So with the capital plan going up, that is a big piece of the engineering. The building development, building and licenses, as well as some engineering, as well as some planning, those relate to the increases for the building permit processes, and that's funded through the building license fees that council had approved earlier this year and last year. So that's not impacting the tax piece. The engineering increases primarily funding is in the utility side, though there is some that comes to tax for the sewer. And then planning and urban design has again, partly due to the fee increases and also partly the city plan. All of the staff are located in planning and development in that grouping. The one other thing that I would mention is that in 2020, that would include the forecast for 2020, which is a bit higher than in growth because it also includes vacancies, so people assuming they're filling vacancies, and then any new positions. ACCS, the increases are primarily in the filling service gaps and in the council priorities, so a number of the staff would come out of those items should council approve all of those items under social diversity. And yeah.
And Councillor Hardwick, with respect to your question about the Greenway, we actually have no new FTEs identified for the Greenway connector. When we look at our FTEs in public works, there's a total of 46. On the utilities side, there's a total of 65. For our net new.
Yes, but there was there was 45 this year, but there's been 247 over just since 2016.
Right, and we've been also accelerating our capital plan and our utility plan. So these are associated with the growth in our expenditure on the utility side as well as on the capital side. We've had a growth in our capital plan of 55%.
Right. Again, I point to the capital plan that was put forward and approved by prior councils, right, which does deserve re-examination because these increases in headcount are precipitous.
But to be really clear, these people that we're looking to hire and who have been hired focus on street construction, signal rehab, street cleaning, vehicle rehabilitation and outfitting, sewer work, sewer construction, water design.
I'm over time, and I'm going to
Thanks very
come
much.
back and ask Mr. Kelly the same question.
you.
And the other area was the city manager's office.